What's up everyone, Criddle here, and I've had several questions about harvesting in Monsters and Memories, so I figured I would go over it really quickly and jump on my tutorial character and kind of show you guys how harvesting works. So this is the West Bank. To get the harvesting tools, you're going to come right over here to the Sojourner's Camp. Come in here, and this is where you can buy the Lumberjack axe, the mining pick, and the sickle for Herbalism. So you're going to come straight through here. The Lumberjacking supplies merchant is right here. You can right click on this guy. Sometimes he moves over here by the campfire, but this is a lumberjack axe you can buy for 27 copper, and then a lumberjack pouch for 2 silver, 20 copper. You do have to have the lumberjacking axe to be able to get anything from lumberjacking, the wood, etc. But the lumberjacking pouch you do not have to have, but it is a 12 slot pouch that goes into your pouch slot over here. And anything that you harvest through lumberjacking will go directly in that pouch, no matter where it is on this bar down here. So you can put it in your last slot. It is a 12 slot pouch, so it's much larger than your other pouches, and all harvesting pouches are like that. Once you have that, if you want to get the mining, it's right back here. So the mining supplies merchant is right here, and you can just scroll down until you find the mining pick. A lot of people sell their gems here, so scroll all the way down until you find the mining pick. They are in alphabetical order, so it should be easy to find down here somewhere. There we go. Mining pick and mining pouch right there. Works the exact same way. And then finally, we have Herbalism, which is over this way next to the Wayfarer's Hospice. You want to come right over here. And Herbalism supplies right here. So this is where you would buy the sickle and then an herb pouch if you want to have the herb pouch. Okay, so for lumberjacking, this is what you're looking for, is a pile of logs next to a tree. This is exactly what you need, and you're going to equip the lumberjack axe in your main slot. It is two-handed, so you have to have two-handed. I didn't have enough money on my tutorial character to buy it right now, so I'm not going to do that. But you would equip it in your main slot. You cannot have anything in your off slot. And then you would just right-click on this, and it takes a couple seconds to do it. So just keep right-clicking sometimes, because that cast bar sometimes doesn't show up. But just keep right-clicking on it, and you'll see down in your chat log, it'll say that you've harvested wood, you've harvested resin, or you found nothing. One of those three things will pop up. So that is how you're going to get wood for lumberjacking. Next up, we have mining. Mining is going to work the same way, but it is a one-handed item, so you can have your mining pick in your main hand and then something in your offhand if you want to, so it's easy to kind of swap back and forth. But mining, you're looking for these little nodes like this, so like a little rock formation with these little, metal-looking cubes kind of protruding out of it. These are always found next to rocks. There's some right over here as well next to those rocks. You can find some right back here against the rocks and building, but usually they're found right next to rocks, and they're oftentimes also found along zone walls like this wall right over here. I guess it's not really a zone wall, but it's kind of like a mountain wall. But you can find them along walls. You'll never find them, to my knowledge, out in the open, just kind of sitting out in the open. They're always going to be beside rocks. You just kind of have to look around in nooks and crannies until you find them. And lastly, we have Herbalism, so you will need to equip the sickle this time in your main hand slot. Again, it is a one-handed item, but this is something that you're looking for, is a small plant like this. Sometimes you'll see small plants that look like grass coming up. Those can indicate that they have something there. The grass isn't anything, but sometimes there is something inside of those. This right here, I believe, is a ghost poppy. So if you were to right click on that with a sickle, you would try to harvest a ghost poppy. These are very difficult to see and very difficult to find, especially at night. So you might want to just know where they are. All nodes in the game are always in the same spot. They don't pop up in random other spots. They have specific spots that they can spawn. Now, they won't always be in that same spot, but they will always spawn in that spot when it spawns. It's not like a node will spawn right here, and then maybe later there will be another one over here. There will never be one over here. It'll always be here. And that goes for any of the nodes, whether it's a tree or mining or Herbalism. And the last thing that I want to talk about is a quick way to swap out your tools so that you don't have to open up your inventory. Normally you would have to open your inventory, click on this, put that here, go to here, and swap back and forth if you're trying to swap your tools around. The quick way to do that is using your quick slots or quick bar down here at the bottom. You can see that I already have my main hand and my offhand down here. And the way that I did that is you're going to hover over the slot, the inventory slot that you want, left click and hold until you get it in your inventory, and then you can just place that down here. Now from here, I can click on this candle and I can move it over here, and then I can put my sword back over there. Quick way to swap it without having to open the inventory. So the inventory doesn't need to be open, and you can swap back and forth. Just makes things a little bit easier and a little bit faster so that you don't constantly have to open your inventory. And you can do this with all of these inventory slots and all of your equipment slots. So it doesn't matter what slot it is, you can take that and stick it right down here. So it'd be a great way to swap out different pieces of gear while you're in combat, or if you're just kind of running along and you have different pieces of gear that you might be using. Anyway, I hope that helps out. If it does, please like, subscribe, follow, and all that kind of stuff. And I will be streaming over on my Twitch channel. So come on over, say hello, and hopefully I see you in the next one. Bye.